Welcome to a super exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. I'm Ryan Boni and Kevin Bastos. How are you doing on your game?
That's okay. I got 27 seconds left, so I think I might pause it.
Okay.
What the heck?
Welcome back to the show.
So, happy birthday, wife.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see this on
Mrs.
reruns
Bastos.
later.
She will not.
Once she gets around to catching up, the first 120
Whoa.
shows she missed.
When she's on, what number is this?
I think it's 120, 100, something like that.
121.
Somewhere
After
there.
60-some scintillating hours of media, Inside Media Weekly, she'll jump over to this one. She'll skip the one with
Justin Pinto's here, and there's a sea otter playing with
What?
green
We
ball
know who the
up
real
in
star of the
corner.
show is. Sea Otters.
He's just kind of
Oh,
spinning
wait.
around. He's in a little tiny hole. Oh, you can't.
Oh, I see it. No,
see
I
it?
got
Oh, it's there. He's
I
there.
got it.
He's there.
It's fascinating.
It's exciting. Just like here,
It's raining there.
We got some rain going on in Monterey.
Are they
Bay.
expecting 5.5 feet of snow
I
for
think
tomorrow,
there's,
like we are? Snowmageddon.
Part 5 of the winter. Snowmageddon.
Did you guys hear? They canceled school for us tomorrow.
starting rumors already. That's fantastic.
They are letting us out early today, though.
As soon as the buses
Good.
get here.
2:20.
Oh wow!
2:20. The
No
students
way.
can leave. Yep.
Wow.
It's nice and early.
I feel like the toy selection in the Sea Otter keeps changing slightly. I don't know what.
They're really up in their game. They know they have a lot of viewers, and they're like, we better put some more into this budget. We better make
Is
this.
there a way to check the number of viewers?
We better
on these
jazz this up a little bit.
I don't know if it says. We may not be privy to that information. We're not as
They're
connected
definitely keeping track.
as,
This one IP
What was the
address
one we
from
found for one
Pittsburgh.
day, and then we came back and it was gone?
is it sharks or something?
I don't know what it
remember
was. There was one you were on for
It was
one day.
underwater. It was one of those underwater ones.
Here's what we guys.
Probably rusted out.
Should we keep the Sea Otter cam or not? Well, there's this one IP address in Pittsburgh. It keeps watching
hitting
it.
it.
It keeps watching it every Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's very important.
They seem, well, how about the other viewers?
7.
It is coming down hard.
Lifetime
3 are
7.
my mother.
Maybe not.
Speaking of raining down.
So that was
I don't know where we're going.
Slick.
Black Panther.
I knew where we were going. Of course you knew.
Inside Black Panther Weekly.
So it is now top 600 million domestically.
What was the take over the weekend?
It was
24, 23? Or no, 7. Was it 17? Was it low? I forget.
27 million.
Oh, jeez.
And what's the other film? I can only imagine Surprises with 17 million. Is that a surprise good or bad?
Surprise good.
Good, because I don't know. I've never heard of it until this article.
Well,
There are a
'cause-
lot of things we've
Until
never
I've read
heard
this
of.
article on Box
There are
Office
major
Mojo.
box office films coming out we've never heard of.
Rampage, I thought, was soon. It's like weeks away. As a
It
side
is.
note, after we talked, you said
was
Rampage.
soon?
You said we were talking like what will beat Black Panther. And I
Oh,
said we
yeah,
have to wait for
something.
Rampage, or you said Rampage will do it, and I was like, well, is that this week then? And it's like 4 weeks away.
There's something else.
Pacific Rim.
Right. That's what's coming
Well,
out
and then
this
you have
weekend.
Ready Player One as a following week. So
Yeah.
we should have a little.
One of those should beat
I think
it.
Ready Player One is going to be not successful.
It hurts my soul because I really loved the book.
That's everybody
I
who
loved
really
it.
loves the book and sees the commercials goes, I'm gonna have to reserve my judgment until
Right.
I see it.
I understand.
But didn't they play it at South by Southwest? I think last week or something. The movie, and it got rave reviews from the attendees. So not that means anything anymore, but
It's got 100%. It's 100% fresh right now.
Everyone that we paid likes it. Or has their fingers broken. One of the two.
So Black Panther, 5th week in a row, is number 1. Has not happened since
Avatar.
Avatar.
Did see that.
Avatar made a lot of money at the box office.
Yeah, it did.
Pretty
Black
well.
Panther is no slouch.
Oh yes. What's Infinity War gonna make?
I don't know.
Is it gonna? I mean, if it doesn't make this much, how shocking will that be?
Not.
You don't think it'll be shocking?
No.
Don't you think they're like counting dollars down at Disney right now?
Yes.
Like,
All
They
the
are.
time.
Yes. It has nothing to do with the movies coming in.
Didn't Disney
Maybe a
just,
little
they raised prices at Disney World, and they're going to start charging for
They raise
parking?
them every year.
Right?
Yes, and they're charging parking.
Disney's already they got
Not
money
worried.
coming in everywhere, every direction possible.
they got to maximize it while everything is still maximized.
Listen, they've got years and years to tick people off.
But so is this a bigger story because it's kind of a little bit unexpected? I mean, you expect Avengers
I mean, 600
movies,
million. I mean, this is what the 7th biggest movie domestically all time.
and
And it's still number one.
it
Yeah.
is
I mean,
close to becoming the #1 superhero movie.
yeah, it's going to probably catch Avengers.
18 million away, it says.
Oh, it will catch
Yeah.
Avengers. Done.
I mean, it's going to catch Avengers.
What else is ahead of it outside of
Now, Avengers was how many years ago now? It's been a long time for
A lot.
Avengers. I mean, you adjust it. I was
But
looking
listen,
at their...
all the other sequels, Avengers and otherwise, did not even come close.
No, Well, the Avengers is really good.
Yeah, it is
Age
a
of
good
Ultron's
film.
not really good.
No, it's terrible. But I mean, Captain America: Civil War, everything else didn't come close to it, and this is just thrashing.
Well, see, what the thing is, like, Black Panther is, like,
Really, Force
first-
Awakens is #1.
domestically all time, yeah. It's crushed. It's got, like, the #1 weekend all time, the #2 weekend all time. I mean, it made, like, what did it make? Like, $200 million,
bajillion.
like, its second weekend. Like, it made 100, like, just its second weekend by itself was over $100 million.
And what's scary is this is unadjusted gross, and Titanic is still sitting there at #3. I mean,
Yeah,
Well, I was looking at their adjusted gross formula and stuff like that, and I'm just like,
it's a mess.
it just seems crazy to me because it's like their average ticket price, like right now, is like so out of whack. I feel like.
here's your adjusted for ticket price inflation.
I mean, I just really
Gone
feel
with the
like,
Wind, of course.
and you read, I read the article, and we won't bore people with it. We can talk about it later and bore
We'll
ourselves.
bore with other things.
Yeah. But it's like, Gone with the Wind was a nickel, and like now it's like, they're saying the average price, like the fact that you're adjusting gross for like the Fate of the Furious that came out last year. It's like, okay, I've gone to the movies. The ticket prices haven't gone up in the last like year. I go to my movie theater. The price is the same. It's been expensive for a long time. It was $7.75 to go to a movie when I was in high school 20 years ago, and now it's like $9.75. But they make it seem like it's way different.
$250 was my ticket price in high school. Of course, that was matinee or midnight show, but $5.
The Maxi Saver was $1, and now it is gone.
There were a lot of those.
The Crest Theater here in Peters used to have it was $2, but there was 25 cents on. I thought at some point in time.
I missed that movie. Didn't catch on
Like-
fire? Was there fire in that part of the Donaldson's Crossroads?
I don't know if there was a fire. I think it just went maybe.
I mean, that might not be the reason it closed, but I thought it was a fire in there at one point.
Peters Township rumors have now begun.
I just remember driving
So-
by when I was a kid, and there was like a fire truck out there, and it was by the movie theater. So, I mean, there was something going on.
An airplane crashed there in the parking lot outside of the theater.
I did
in the
not know that.
70s, I think. Like a single, it's a little, not a commercial airliner, but still, yeah, it was a little single person plane.
That was big news in the 70s in Peters Township.
By the way,
All 88 people went to Donaldson's Crossroads to see what was going on.
in adjusted dollars, Force Awakens would be 11th.
That's still pretty far up there.
It came out a couple years, it's already made 60-some million adjusted. Like, come on. I mean, really? Has money really lost its value that
Looking at
much?
those films, and I'm like, ugh. All right.
Well, and if Gone with the Wind were a little bit shorter, maybe they would have gotten more viewings in.
I don't know.
Something tells me everybody saw Gone with the Wind, because in 1939, I don't think you had a lot of choices. Like, I was looking
Oh,
at
no,
the...
Well, 39 was the
1939's
big
the-
year, right?
But I'm just saying, like,
That's your modern film year.
how many movies came out the whole year?
Films that you recognize in 1939, there are a slew of them.
But I mean, okay, so
that was
if it's
the-
like 5...
Wizard of Oz is a film we recognize then. What else? There were,
There was 70 movies this weekend making money at the box office.
well, relax there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. We had 70 options
Probably
technically.
Toxic Avenger 6 was somewhere making 6
Mr.
cents
Smith
or
Goes to
something.
Washington, Stagecoach.
Yeah. Just the Academy Award nominees we're
Oh,
talking
huge.
about.
Yeah, I know it's a big year, but how many movies came out the whole year in 1939?
There were probably one every 2 weeks. I would say probably a quarter. Of
You know
the
what I
number.
mean? Yeah,
And
so-
there was no television watching at the time. You had to go see it or you missed it.
365 films were released in 1939.
Well, I am shocked.
Moviegoers
So
were buying tickets. This is from the LA Times article from 1989. So I don't know.
Can't-
Just happened to come up when I looked up 1939.
You know it's
movies.
all right.
They were buying
Fake news. Fake news.
365 films released. Moviegoers were buying tickets at a rate of 80 million a week.
That's a lot of people.
Well, like you said, it was a captive audience. Like, what are we going to do? Well, you want to stay in and watch TV?
Yeah.
Honey, we don't have a TV. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's go see Gone with the Wind.
Gunga Din, Wuthering Heights, Goodbye Mr. Chips, Dark Victory.
What's amazing is, look, there's no other 1939 movie. You think,
Only Angels Have Wings, Love Affair, The Little Princess.
Inside 1939 Box Office Weekly.
Let's get caught up.
Yes. Thank
Join
goodness.
us next week when we look at the 1940s box office successes and failures.
What is coming out this weekend? Now,
What?
I looked at my
There's a ton of movies coming out
rundown
this
that wasn't
weekend.
shared with me this week, so there wasn't even a rundown that came out late, was there? Not this time?
No.
Just happened.
Son of a...
Did your screen go blank? too?
No, we have
we have
the
a very
recent-
close
can't
look at the release schedule for Tuesday, March
My
20th.
screen went dark. There we go.
Midnight Sun,
So-
Pacific Rim Rising,
Paul
Apostle Christ, Sherlock Gnomes.
and Unsane, which is going into wide. I think it's already out.
Okay, so Sherlock Gnomes and Pacific Rim have a chance
I
of beating
think
it.
Pacific Rim's got the only chance of beating it. I don't think the other
I
ones...
think it'll come close to Sherlock Gnomes. My guess is it's going to beat Sherlock Gnomes by 5 or 10.
million.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Black Panther, if it made 27 still last week, I think Black Panther will
20.
probably make 20. I think Pacific Rim will probably make like 20
30.
something.
I'm thinking 30, 35. I've seen a lot of ads for it.
It's going to make it all the worse if it flops.
It may flop.
Well, they've really lost, like, I mean, how long has it been? Like, you can't, people...
I look at these things and I'm like, let's wait 12 years.
Yes,
before we
you
make
know
a
what?
sequel. That's a great
Remember
idea.
that movie that was pretty good and some people kind of liked it 10 years ago? Why don't we make a sequel? I think they're ready.
Those people have gone from big spenders to completely poor. You know, those 16, 17-year-olds right
Oh.
now, they're struggling to buy mac and cheese, but you know they're going to be coming out for Pacific Rim Uprising. I have a really awful comment to make, but I'll keep it to myself.
I'm surprised though. Neither of you are picking Midnight Sun.
What?
So when I first saw the Midnight Sun name, I was thinking it was what was the Ethan Hawke movies that all were the Sunset. It was before Sunset, after Sunset,
No clue.
during Sunset.
No,
I don't
no.
know what okay, so no.
Got
Midnight
2,000 theaters. It's pretty crazy.
Well, this is the story I had to read about it, but the a young girl that 17-year-old. It seems like all these movies are about 17-year-olds now. So
They are the
can't-
target market.
who can't? Well, it was just funny.
They have
'cause
a lot of
I
expendable
was reading.
income.
I was reading synopses of a few movies that are out now and coming up, and it seemed like every single time there was a young person in it, it said 17-year-old. It doesn't list the age any other time, but she can't go out in the daytime. She's got some kind of condition that keeps her at night. So then she falls in love.
Didn't we
She's
do this? Wasn't this like a
threatened.
book series that we made? Like, right?
It sounds like something.
Like, doesn't it sound like
She falls in love with a werewolf.
is it Twilight or something? Is that the name of that book
Wait a
series?
minute!
Is that the name of the series?
Is it
Twilight.
back?
Midnight Sun.
Remember that? Remember there was a vampire movie. They called it Twilight. I think if we just take the name Twilight and change it a little bit.
Midnight Sun. Brilliant. How about the next week? What's that?
And then
Easter
what about
weekend.
Unsane? You know, you got Steven Soderbergh with the shot the movie on an iPhone, right? I think.
What, Midnight Sun?
No, Unsane.
Oh, I'm like, wait,
A
what?
movie shot on an iPhone. Boni is throwing this in the hat as a plausible competition.
Steven
for the
Soderbergh,
Black
no, nobody
Panther.
knows him.
Steven
He said
Soderbergh
Steven
was big.
Soderbergh a couple of times.
Steven Soderbergh was big, I think,
Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
and then then he
When
came
you
back.
say big, you mean
I was thinking
No,
Ocean's
because he did the
11.
movies. He had
Yeah.
a big movie in the
Ocean's
90s.
11,
Okay.
and he had
those were great.
was
And
the
then
directed-
they made Ocean's 12.
what was the one he had where everybody got sick, the virus.
Who directed Aaron Brockovich?
Was it called Outbreak?
I don't,
There were 2 or 3 virus movies.
that's true. It was
Right.
a couple
Outbreak
years
was
of,
the one with Kevin Spacey,
And Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
And
Then there was another.
who was
I
the,
just realized how lecherous that movie is now.
who was the
That probably
Who
has even
was-
gotten a further.
who was the
tentpole away
female
from it.
lead who like pricked herself and
Rene
got the
Russo.
I don't remember.
Rene Russo, I believe.
It sounds
You're welcome.
believable.
I remember seeing the film. I remember Kevin Spacey, spoiler everyone for a movie no one cares about, died in the film because when he leaned forward and pulled the little thing open, and, yeah, and then he was
I
dead.
watched that movie. I was a long time ago.
Sure, he had the run of Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, Ocean's
Brockovich,
11.
Traffic.
Then Solaris was kind of when he,
Ooh, Solaris.
and then Ocean's 12.
Traffic was one of those movies that got all that pub and it was so like Academy Award buzz and everything.
I loved it.
I was thinking Contagion.
I
Everyone
feel
says
like it
now it's the
doesn't-
worst movie ever to win.
I don't feel like
and
it
I'm
like.
no.
Did it win Best Picture?
Yeah. Traffic.
Means I
won.
own it, doesn't it?
I believe you do.
and then don't forget he did.
I've seen it. I just
he
haven't
did
seen it in a long
direct
time.
Magic Mike as well. So
Magic Mike. I've watched that.
Did you notice any of the Steven Soderbergh?
No. Trademarks?
Trademarks?
No,
Movie?
I did not
Okay.
see.
Well, that is
I think
quite,
I may have watched
that is
Magic Mike
quite
XL.
the filmography.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's all over the place.
Yeah. Now that you've won the Academy Award for Best Picture, what are you gonna
Traffic.
do? Magic Mike is calling.
To be fair, Magic Mike was like a decade after Traffic. So
Yeah, so
12 years after Traffic.
12?
Traffic was 2000, and then Magic
Traffic
Mike
was
was
2000?
I was in high school.
Wow.
yeah. Aaron Brockovich was 2000. Traffic was 2000.
Oh, I'm messing it up with the one about racism. What was that one?
Steven Soderbergh movie about racism versus a
No,
movie about
Academy
racism?
Award winner about racism.
Oh, Crash.
Crash.
That was later. That was
Paul
like
Haggis,
03.
right?
4 or 5, yeah. That's what I was mistaking it with.
So, so are you saying these movies are going to?
I'm saying
I think,
Pacific
I
Rim
think,
should
I
beat
think
it.
Black
Think-
Panther will be number 2 this week.
I'm thinking it has a chance of being number 3.
It could. Is Sherlock Gnomes a
Sherlock
kid's movie?
I kid
Is
you
Sherlock
not.
Gnomes a kid movie?
Yes.
Okay, then it could be. That could make
And I
Sherlock
have to
Gnomes could make
say,
35 million.
The first one was charming. It was cute.
What was the first one called?
Romeo and Juliet.
It was very cute.
I don't even.
Don't tell your daughter. You'll have to watch it. It was charming.
I'm not going to.
So the question is, can you go to see Sherlock Gnomes?
Would I go
without
see?
seeing Romeo and Juliet?
Well, you have to trick with a plot.
or do you think they're going to have one of those recaps at the beginning, like the Rocky
I
movies
think you're
used to
gonna be okay.
I was watching a Rocky marathon the other night on TV.
Oh, wow.
do? How far up did they go to?
I started like late in number 3.
Oh.
I started late in number 3. And I made it into most of 4, and then I was like, I just got to tap.
You know,
I just got to give
I
up.
have
Because
to
I know
say-
5's getting bad.
I have probably watched Rocky 3 and 4 much more than Rocky 1 and 2.
I like Rocky 4 with Drogo.
There's no... Listen, if you said you like Rocky 5, I might have to put
No.
you aside.
I knew Rocky 5 was coming, and I was like, it was like late, and I'm like, do I really want to commit to staying up
And I have to say,
to
was
watch
it
Rocky 5?
Rocky Balboa?
You liked it, didn't you?
Oh, loved it. I thought Stallone was brilliant in it, and I thought he was at best mediocre in Creed. And
Wait
he
for
got
Creed
nominated.
2.
I hope Creed 2 is better. I think he's gonna die. I think Rocky
Think
is
it's
gonna
time?
It's
die.
over.
And then that may be his push over the top. You got that? Come on! Come on! Yes!
Was that the arm wrestling movie?
I'm out. Yep. Yes.
Turn your hat backwards.
So
Books and arm wrestling. I
obviously,
remember
if these
correctly.
movies do not take down Black Panther, it's got to go up against God's Not Dead, A Light in Darkness, or Tyler Perry's Acrimony, which is
Tyler Perry's Acrimony.
Gonna be the next-
There are not a lot of big.
Well, and then
releases
Ready Player
for
One's in the
Easter.
middle.
No, yeah, not really. Ready Player 1.
Oh, it's
But
earlier.
that's actually
Yeah, it's gonna be crushing.
And then
Ready Player One will beat it. I can't imagine Black Panther still running.
No,
I
I
think
mean,
especially the
I
first
think
week.
what'll happen is like Ready Player 1 is going to either be a huge success or probably open big, and then go from like it might make 40 million and then like 12.
I would say more than that.
But I'm just saying it's going to be like it's either going to stay steady or it's going to fall off a cliff.
Depends on how good it is.
Yeah, that's all really
Truly,
matters. Do
I
people
love the
really
book.
want to see it?
I loved the book.
That's what everybody who has. I
read it
want
in
to
2
read
days.
it. I need to read it.
So
Brilliant. It's very much a love story to the 1980s.
I'm trying to think what Spielberg's
And
lowest grossing movie would be.
Oh, there's some dogs in
Road
there.
to Perdition. Was that Spielberg?
He may have been
with Tom
involved,
Hanks?
but-
I don't think he did that one. I thought that was Sam Mendes or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember Tom Hanks was in it. That was a Tom Hanks bomb.
No, he did.
But Tom Hanks and,
So-
and Spielberg were together forever. They did all those movies together for a long time.
True.
It was Spielberg, Hanks, Spielberg, Hanks, Spielberg, Hanks. None of those really grossed crazy high, though, did they? Well, no, they did kind of. Forrest Gump made a lot of money.
Saving Private Ryan made a lot of money.
Yeah, $12, $13.
Per person you paid a ticket for.
Right.
So, by the way, thanks to Netflix, I was able to catch up on 3 of the Phase 3 MCU movies.
What
So
did
I
you
watched
watch,
Captain America: Civil War finally.
Avengers Light.
which is basically
Yeah.
was
Avengers.
Avengers.
Call it Avengers.
Tell me I'm wrong here, but
Did you?
I'm not.
Did you like Civil War?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not buying the whole Steve Tony battle. Like I'm not invested in the fact that they're like, they have differing viewpoints and there's.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time.
It-
where it's. I mean, it's going to all end up in they're going to be buddy-buddy again, so it's kind of like, okay.
Well, I think somebody's going to die, and they're going to be buddy-buddy.
Wait a minute. You're saying in this next movie where there's going to be 54 characters,
Someone's gonna die.
one of the characters is finally going to die.
At least. At least. What do you mean, finally? Quicksilver, or I'm sorry, Hero with No Name, is dead.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry. Hero with No Name is dead. Would be really funny if they bought out Fox Movies and they retrospect start calling him Quicksilver back again. Or maybe they switch up, bring the old character back in, like the actor, or pull a real soap opera comic book thing, like he's not really dead. He was just running so fast.
Couldn't tell.
Right.
Well, of course, wasn't Chris Evans in one of the was the Fantastic Four? Right? Wasn't he in one of the movies that? Why am I?
Well, remember, the Fantastic
thinking-
Fours are sort of erased now.
I'm unfamiliar with
Yeah,
if he was in
they
it or
had
not.
2, and then they
feel like he
rebooted and
was-
started over, and it was terrible. And they never really declared whether or not they were part of the X-Men universe or not, because it
Well.
was so bad.
Yeah, Johnny Storm. He was. That's right. In Fantastic Four. But so at some point,
first set.
if they bring
Yes.
Fantastic Four
Yes.
into the
Yeah, it was the
The
first
MCU.
set, though. It was a little
With the
different.
Ian guy with the G last name, like Ian, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic.
Oh,
He had Ian, and it was like spelled. Wasn't
When?
spelled like
let's see.
Mega Millions.
So that, and then I watched Doctor Strange, which I thought was very good. Although I have to admit, you were talking about Rocky. I'm finding out I don't like training. Movies where
You're learning what
the
to
character
do.
goes through the
The
training
origin
process.
story, or
So I'm probably
Well,
the
it's
only
not
person.
even the origin. He's just saying like when you have to like train to get where you're going. Like
Got
he's
it.
saying like that Doctor Strange in that world, learning how to
jump
control.
ahead. I'm probably the only person on the planet that didn't like Batman. The beginning, first half of Batman Begins because of that. Because it's like, okay, I don't want to know how Bruce Wayne learned all these. Just meet some
what's
people.
the-
Get
up.
the Batman already. Let's get to
what's
swinging
the Team
some.
America thing? We need a montage. We need a montage.
Whereas Rocky
Love
IV,
it.
I'm cool with. He couldn't train. Adrian wasn't approving of it. Then she shows up, and then he trains, and we do a music video
We need
style
a
montage.
montage. Rocky 3
fine.
montage. Love it.
And then I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I don't know.
It's nowhere near as good as the first one.
No, but it's not bad. I liked it.
Anytime you split up the heroes, it's like you just
I-
and it was just so.
It's a collection of very funny scenes that has just a story I can't.
It went out in left field. It went
went
too
way out
far.
there.
Yeah, the whole, and again, those celestial things are not great parts of the Marvel universe. They're there to foil against characters they really like or characters that are too big, but not too great.
Yeah.
I watched Thor
I
Ragnarok.
was just gonna say, you had mentioned yesterday that you would
Loved
be
it.
watching. I heard that is the funniest movie,
Really good.
funnier than Guardians.
Oh,
Guardians
I
movies.
don't know if I'd say that, but it was better than Guardians. I think I had a better time with it.
What is going on
than
over there?
Guardians.
Nothing. We're just breaking stuff.
Wow,
It's an amateur
studio's
camera
falling
person.
apart.
She's like, psh,
I have.
Unbelievable.
I have. Yeah, I've not seen Thor 1, 2, or 3 totally. Definitely haven't seen 3.
what?
Even though I bought a ticket, I helped Thor Ragnarok box office.
That's good of you.
I did buy a ticket,
And you didn't use the
and I
ticket.
did. And we bought it pre-sale, and then something was going on that Thursday night. I couldn't go, so I was just like, oh, well, you're welcome, Marvel.
Yeah.
Here's my $12. Even though
You're welcome, Disney.
it was Marvel at the time, I think. No, it wasn't. I take that back. It was just recently November.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was excellent.
I hear it's
Maybe
great.
my favorite Marvel film. Although Deadpool is technically not technically Marvel. Now that they're together, do you think they're going to blend these? Like, is it going to be like as soon as Sony got in, they were like, "Yes, it's all together. Spider-Man, you're in. Come on, jump in that film." This one, I don't know. I think I see them.
I don't think they want to convolute it right now with like bringing everybody together.
Oh, I think
More so than the 54 people that they put in this movie already.
truth.
Speaking of Civil War, though, of Spider-Man, he's a little invincible there in
Spider-Man's
Captain
kind of
America
invincible.
in the Civil War movie. Everybody else kind of
I watched
takes some
Winter
beatings.
Soldier.
He's just like he jumps in and he's taking care of business.
Yeah, I watched Winter Soldier right before I watched Civil War. Winter Soldier is so much better than Civil War.
Yeah.
I mean, Winter Soldier was really, really good.
What about Homecoming? Did you like that?
I didn't see it.
He was kind of a loser in that one.
I did not see
Spider-Man
it.
was
Well,
kind of
don't know if
needed
I
some
own it or
help,
not.
guidance, and assistance.
Okay.
Oh, it's worthwhile.
Oh, I mean, I have plans on watching them all. It's just I start something and then I often fall asleep on the couch and wake up and go, what?
Is that blended into the Marvel universe now? Does that back up? Is it part of it? I mean, I wouldn't go back so far as Toby, but okay.
Good question.
I don't know.
I don't know how.
Are they going to get a re-release
gonna come
packaging
back
that says Phase
end.
1 on the spine, Phase 2?
Phase 1.2.
What is impressive is they had a 10-year plan, basically. Like, if you go back and, like, there's, like, a 10-year, 15-year plan of all these movies, and it seemed like they haven't really missed a whole lot. Like, Hulk,
The original Hulk with Ed Norton,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it was
was
way better than the Hulk with
probably the worst
with
one.
Bana, Eric Bana.
Ang Lee. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to make a comic book movie with, like, comic book panels and stuff. But, like, they really haven't missed much. Like, Ant-Man
Oh, it was great.
is great. Like, you can watch Ant-Man and enjoy it. It's like
It is.
Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. Of all the, I'm borderline, like, really looking forward to Ant-Man and Wasp.
I am looking forward to it. Going into Guardians, I was pretty nervous because I remember thinking they've bought more like a chew. They've gone too far, but it was very good, very good. Ghost Rider.
Does that count? Is that MCU?
I don't know.
I think it's
Three?
Fox. Isn't Ghost Rider
Isn't that
Fox or
I don't
something?
know. I don't know where it would be enveloped now, but that was a turd. The second one was a
Or even worse.
dry heave. Second one was that was a painful film to watch.
I think I own
And
Ghost
the new
Rider.
Fantastic Four, that was awful.
Well, wasn't that the one where they had a guy, then they like looked like they had an idea for a movie, then the movie just went off a cliff?
Oh,
like,
I
they
said
fired the director, and they,
The first half of the film, before they became the Fantastic Four, I wouldn't say it was great, but it was tolerable and kind of good. And then they became the Fantastic Four, and it went stupid. It just got.
You're thinking of Josh Trank, right? Who ended up losing his Star Wars gig because of the mess on Fantastic Four.
And then he went off the rails publicly and like started shaming people and.
We're almost out of time. I was going to talking about you giving away money to Marvel. Avengers: Infinity War tickets.
I've already
pre-sale
given them some money.
Has already got superhero movie
I
record.
think I was told $14 is what I owe somebody for those tickets. Sounds like we're going to 3D, which I'm not too excited about, but whatever.
John Musker is retiring. They said from Disney. I just saw that today. That
Wow.
just helped co-write Moana. Of course, did
I
Aladdin,
love it.
Hercules, Little Mermaid. I was the writer or director on.
You named the movies, I know what you're talking about. You said the name, and I was like,
I know that film.
who?
Where'd the list go? Oh,
Rundown?
the what? No, we were talking about as we close out this weekend. We got again Midnight Sun, Pacific Rim Uprising, which we think is going to be number one.
Pacific Rim number
Paul,
one.
Apostle of Christ could be a surprise. You never know. Sherlock Gnomes, and then Unsane for those that want to.
Is Unsane going to make $5 million? I'm just putting over under $5 million.
Wow, that's a good one. I'd say under.
That might be. I'm going right at 5 million.
Under.
Exactly.
Thinking under. But what would you put? Are your Pacific Rising's your first?
I'll say no. It could be Sherlock Gnomes. I got a better feeling that Sherlock Gnomes would be number one than Pacific Rim Uprising.
Wow.
I mean, Sherlock Gnomes, if it made $42 million, every family was waiting for a movie to go see, and it finally came out.
been waiting.
You know what I mean? They've been waiting.
Since Peter
So I think
Pan
Sherlock
2.
Gnomes is going to be number one. Black
Oh.
Panther 2, Pacific Rim 3.
Really? Okay.
Unsane 11th.
We'll have to come back next week and check to see if the predictions are right, if we survive Snowmageddon. On the next edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.